My best friend died last Tuesday. The last thing he ever sent me wasn't "I love you" or "goodbye." It was a text message, a list of strange rules with no explanation. Now, a creature from our childhood nightmares is hunting me, and I think these rules are the only thing keeping me alive. The first one: don't turn on the lights after midnight, no matter what you hear. The text buzzed on my nightstand at 3:13 a.m., a single, lonely notification in the dark. It was from Liam. I almost just rolled over, figuring it was another one of his late-night brain dumps or a link to some stupid video. But something made me look. There was no greeting, no context, just a numbered list under a grim, one-sentence header. "If I'm gone, you have to do this. Don't turn on the lights after midnight, no matter what you hear. If you smell cinnamon, hold your breath and don't make a sound until it's gone. Never answer a knock on the door after 9 p.m. Not even if it sounds like me. He can't see you if you're under the covers. Your feet can't stick out. Don't look in any reflective surface after sundown. If you forget and see him, do not look away. If you wake up and all the doors in the house are open, close them all without turning your back to the hallways. His voice is a lie. Don't listen." I just stared at my phone, confused. I typed back, "What is this new story you're working on?" Nothing. I called him straight to voicemail. I didn't know it yet, but Liam was already gone. The doctors called it a ruptured brain aneurysm. They said there were often no symptoms at all until the moment it bursts. I looked it up later, torturing myself. A ruptured aneurysm is fatal in about 50% of cases, a coin flip. Liam was in the unlucky half. At the funeral, I was a ghost. His parents were just shattered. I kept looking at that bizarre list of rules on my phone. It felt like a sick joke, a draft for one of his horror stories that somehow sent itself as he died. It had to be. I tried to delete it, to erase the last nonsensical thing my best friend ever sent me. But I couldn't make my finger do it. The first night without him was a special kind of hell. I was at our apartment, the one we'd shared for 3 years. Every inch of it was a memory. His dumb collection of mismatched mugs, his favorite hoodie slung over a chair, the faint scent of his cologne. The grief was a physical weight pressing down on my chest. I was bone tired, but I knew sleep wasn't coming. As the clock ticked past 11:30, my mind kept going back to the text. Rule number 1, don't turn on the lights after midnight no matter what you hear. It was insane. I was a grown man, not a kid scared of the dark. And yet, as midnight got closer, this cold, primal dread started crawling up my spine. It felt like ignoring the rule would be betraying him, his last words. So at 11:59 p.m., I shut off the lamp, and the apartment went dark, lit only by the cold, blue glow of the city outside. I sat on the couch, wrapped in a blanket, waiting for something I couldn't name. The first hour was dead silent, just the hum of the fridge and a distant siren. I felt like an idiot. My grief-soaked, sleep-deprived brain was playing tricks on me. I was just about to stand up and end this farce when I heard it, a faint scratching. It was coming from the window on the far side of the room, the one on the fire escape. Scrape, scrape, like nails dragging down the glass. My heart hammered against my ribs. It's a branch, I told myself, knowing full well there wasn't a single tree near that window. The scratching stopped. Then a soft, wet tapping. Tap, tap, tap. My breath hitched. I was desperate to flip on the light, to prove there was nothing there. But Liam's warning echoed in my head. No matter what you hear. Then, a whisper. It was faint, warped, like it was coming from right beside my ear. Jake. My own name. A cold sweat drenched my body. I squeezed my eyes shut. This isn't real. It can't be. This was the tall man. A stupid story Liam and I made up as kids to scare each other. A lanky shadow man who stole your voice if you looked at him. A figment of our imagination. But as I sat there in the suffocating dark, I wasn't so sure anymore. I stayed frozen on that couch until the first hint of dawn and the sounds finally stopped. I didn't sleep. The next day was a blur of caffeine and raw, gnawing fear. I must have read the text 100 times. The rules didn't seem so nonsensical anymore. They felt like a goddamn survival guide. Rule number 3. Never answer a knock on the door after 9 p.m. Not even if it sounds like me. That night, the deadbolt was thrown and the security chain was latched. Long before 9. I sat on the couch in the dark, just like before. At 9:15, it started. A soft, almost shy knock on the door. Knock, knock. I held my breath. Jake? A voice called. Jake, it's me. Forgot my keys, man. Let me in. My blood ran cold. It was Liam's voice. Not a recording, not a distorted whisper from the night before. It was him. The exact cadence, the slight rasp, the way he'd always sound a little out of breath after climbing the 4 flights of stairs. For a split second, my grief-addled brain lit up with impossible hope. I almost got up. But the rule held me in place, not even if it sounds like me. The knocking got louder, more urgent. Jake, come on, it's cold out here. Open the door. The doorknob rattled violently. I shoved my face into a cushion, hot tears streaming down my cheeks, listening to the ghost of my best friend beg me to let him in. After an eternity, it just stopped. Silence. I was shaking, trying to breathe, when a new smell hit me. Sweet. Overpowering. Cinnamon. Rule number 2. If you smell cinnamon, hold your breath and don't make a sound until it's gone. I sucked in a deep, shuddering gasp and held it, my lungs instantly burning. My eyes were wide, staring into the darkness. And that's when I heard the floorboards creak. Heavy, shuffling footsteps inside my living room. They started near the door and slowly moved across the carpet, pausing just a few feet from where I sat. I could feel it, a patch of icy cold air right in front of me. I didn't move a muscle, my chest on fire. The shuffling continued, moving toward the kitchen. The cinnamon smell started to fade. A few seconds later, it was gone. I let out my breath in a ragged, desperate sob, my whole body trembling. It was in the apartment. It had been inside with me. The next few days were a living hell. I followed the rules like they were scripture. I slept buried under the covers, feet tucked in tight. I closed every door in the morning, refusing to turn my back on the hallways. I was a prisoner of Liam's last words. The nights were an orchestra of whispers and shadows. The days were a fog of paranoid exhaustion. And then I screwed up. The sun had set, and I was doing my nightly ritual of covering any reflective surfaces. Rule number 5. Don't look in any reflective surface after sundown. If you forget and see him, do not look away. I taped a towel over the bathroom mirror, turned the TV to face the wall, and draped a cloth over the microwave. I thought I got them all. I was walking down the hallway to my bedroom when I glanced at the wall out of pure habit. At a small framed photo of Liam and me at graduation. I'd totally forgotten about the glass. In its reflection, someone was standing behind me. It was tall. Impossibly tall and thin, its limbs bent at wrong angles. It was just a wavering silhouette of pure shadow, but I knew it was the tall man. My heart just stopped. My first instinct was to scream, to spin around, but Liam's voice in my head screamed louder. Do not look away. My eyes were locked on the reflection. The shadow behind me didn't move. It just stood there, watching. I could feel its gaze on the back of my neck, cold and heavy like a stone. My whole body was screaming at me to look away, to just glance at something else. But I was paralyzed, locked in a staring contest with my childhood nightmare. In the reflection, a long, spindly arm began to rise. A finger like a sharpened twig extended, pointing right at me. I don't know how long I stood there, staring into that picture frame. It felt like an eternity. My eyes burned, but I wouldn't blink, wouldn't look away. Then the first sliver of dawn cut through the window at the end of the hall. As the weak morning light hit the glass, the figure in the reflection started to flicker, like a bad TV signal. It wavered, distorted, and then, with a final silent shudder, it was gone. I collapsed, gasping for air like I'd been held underwater. I survived. Another night. I'm alive because of Liam. His last text wasn't a story, it was a warning, a burden. He didn't just die, he passed something on to me. He passed him on to me. I look at that text every single day. It's my Bible and my curse. But there's a problem. Liam sent 8 rules. The last one, number 8, is a mess of glitched out characters and digital gibberish. It's completely unreadable. And I have this terrible feeling that it's the one that's going to matter most.